Recording in progress.
So I'm back. I wanted to give an update, have some good information. So, as you know, on the 27th, that is Wednesday at 4:30 p.m., we're doing what's known as the Black Agenda, a conversation with West Tampa, a conversation with West Tampa residents. It is going to be a truly an engaging conversation. And we're getting a lot of response. If you notice here on this particular platform, and we're using several social media platforms, we've gotten 103 people that's to respond, whether they're interested or they're coming. The other thing I think that's generating a lot of uh, conversation about what's going on in District 3, I'm sorry, District 5. It's a conversation I had last week with different Black states that are coming together to talk about the Black agenda. In that conversation, well, I think it was Baltimore, it was California, it was DC, it was California, it was New York, Chicago, a deep conversation. And during that conversation, I mentioned about what was going on in District 5 in Tampa, Florida. That has generated a lot of interest in what's going to be going on in the upcoming event that we're giving on the 27th. So we are happy for those candidates that have reached out to us, and for those candidates that are trying to reach out to us. The email that you will send, and every candidate will send this email. At the bottom of the page, near the bottom, last paragraph, it's going to say sign in or something to that effect. You want to click, and it's going to take you to Zoom registration form, and that's how you register for the class. So I teach all the time, folks, not the class, because this is how you register for the upcoming conversation. So what are some questions that you should be prepared for that we want to know? First, this particular event is going to focus on race and economic development, specifically related to economic development. And we want you to come with your your ACE plan or game or whatever. First question. What is your understanding of the community benefit agreement? What's your understanding of an opportunity zone? What is your understanding of the CRA? What is your understanding of public, private, and community partnerships? And I emphasize because most time what happens in a neighborhood, there are public and private relationship and partnership in which the community is on the sideline. So that question is going to say, what is your understanding of public, private, and community partnerships? For example, in West Tampa and East Tampa, there are good examples of public-private community partnership. What is your understanding of a community land trust agreement that creates community wealth? And then the question is, what are ways you would suggest to increase individual and generational wealth among African Americans of the African American population? Then the question is artificial intelligence. Are you using it? And how do you see it fitting in into the larger scheme of things? That is, how do you see artificial intelligence transforming poor communities? Next question is at-risk youth or at-risk young people, and specifically Generation Z and Generation Alpha. How do you propose to use economic development as a strategy that would increase the success rate of those at-risk youth and that age demographic? Black Wall Street, we hear about it all the time. Give an example on how you would curate a Black Wall Street, and are you familiar with West Tampa approach to create a Black Wall Street? Next, intergenerational trauma. What is it? And how does it reduce economic growth? One of the emails that we'll send to you is a theory, a school of thought on intergenerational trauma and its relationship to economic growth. So those are the questions that we will be asking uh, at the upcoming event. Again, this is going to be a national engagement, an opportunity for the candidates to get really deep down. So if you have not registered so far, again, you can do it by way of Facebook. You can see the Facebook link here, or you can go to um, any of our social media formats that we're using. This that there are no and will be no endorsements for candidates during this forum right here. The candidates will come with that ace game, and the community will decide of those that come who's the best qualified to sit in that seat. Let's be serious. What's ahead for 2027 and 2028 and 2026 when the what it is, big beautiful bill comes to play? That's when a real stress is going to come across every layer of safety nets that has been put together in all of the last 30 years. We need a candidate that understands what's coming and a candidate that has a new school, next generation approach. Yesterday is not good enough to deal with what's coming our way tomorrow. So again, I hope that you join us. We're looking at having a dynamic conversation, and we are generating interest from around the nation. I'm still getting email from people that watched that video I did with the different states coming together to talk about the Black agenda and wanting to chime in and see what's going on here in this particular district, because it does have national implication on specifically African American districts being able to keep African Americans in that district. And for those of you that are watching this from around the nation, and I'm sending it to you, in Tampa, there are 14 candidates that's running for office. District 5 is a particularly large area of African American population and including marginalized communities. That's why this race is so important here. So many people are running for this. You got Republicans, you have females, you have males, you have white, black, Hispanic that's running for this particular seat. And the nation's going to come and watch because this is what democracy looks like. So y'all come on in, get your popcorn and everything like that. We're going to have an awesome night and learn a lot about the folks that are running for office. So you can make an informed decision as to who you think should represent that particular seat. This particular event is not limited to West Tampa. I suggest all African American communities come and attend this conversation that's going on the 27th, the Black Agenda.